There are currently over 150 potential COVID-19 vaccines in development around the world, including right here in Canada. And it's up to the Canadian government to decide which vaccine candidates look the most promising and make investments now so that when they do become available, Canadians have immediate access to them. Helping officials make the right decisions is the COVID-19 Vaccine Task Force.
The Vaccine Task Force is made up of about 12 experts in immunology, vaccines, clinical development of vaccines, biomanufacturing, business.
Dr. Joanna Langley is a professor of pediatrics and community health and epidemiology at Dalhousie. She is also co-chair of the task force. On Wednesday, government officials announced they had reached deals with international pharmaceutical companies Pfizer and Moderna to secure millions of doses of their COVID-19 vaccine candidates. They made that decision based on the advice of the task force.
Pfizer and Moderna, why those two pharmaceutical companies in particular?
As part of its work, the Vaccine Task Force looked across the world at all the vaccines that were in development and developed a portfolio of vaccines that we would rank as high probability of being safe and effective vaccines for Canadians, medium and low. And then we made recommendations to the government on a suite of vaccines that we would recommend they pursue to purchase. So you heard about two of them yesterday, but there have been recommendations made about a whole suite of vaccines.
At least one Canadian company, Providence Therapeutics, says its vaccine candidate uses the same technology as both Pfizer and Moderna's. The company's CEO says their candidate is just as good, if not better, but they have yet to receive federal funding to move forward to human trials.
And why not choose a Canadian company?
Some companies may not have heard yet about the from the government, but indeed we have worked through those beginning in June through July to evaluate each proposal on its scientific and technical merit.
She says the goal is to have a vaccine ready for delivery by the first quarter of next year. But even if a safe and effective vaccine was available at that time, a recent Angus Reid poll showed that 32% of Canadians were at least a little hesitant about getting it, saying that they would wait a while first. 14% would not get one at all.
What would you say to them?
The vaccines that we're making recommendations on now will still have to be approved by Health Canada. So they will have another very rigorous review by the regulatory branch of the Government of Canada. And then the provinces and territories will determine how to roll those out, and they will always be having as top of mind the safety of those vaccines.
Langley also urges anyone who is hesitant to make sure they get their information from a reliable source. She also says that if and when a vaccine does become available, there will be an abundance of safety information on it. In Toronto, Erica Natividad, City News.